Let's begin with some breaking news coming in from Washington. In a dramatic move, US President Donald Trump has ramped up his tariff war against India. He signed an executive order imposing an additional 25% tariff on Indian goods, pushing the total tariff wall to a staggering 50%. This executive order will be implemented 21 days after signing, which means it is effective from August 27th. This major escalation comes just hours after Trump warned of a very substantial hike within 24 hours. India has already faced stiff 25% duties, and this latest action is seen as a direct blow to bilateral trade ties. After calling India a friend just last week, Trump struck a completely different tone on Monday. He accused New Delhi of helping fund Russia's war in Ukraine by continuing to buy Russian oil, saying India doesn't care how many people are dying in Ukraine. This hardened rhetoric marks a serious shift in US-India relations. India has firmly pushed back. The Prime Minister of India has consistently said this is not an era of war. India's foreign ministry, while defending New Delhi's oil purchases as a matter of national interest, Indian officials have called out the West's hypocrisy, pointing to Europe's own massive imports from Russia, especially in energy. President Trump has little to say when he was asked about reports of the US itself being a big importer of Russian uranium and fertilizers.
India says that the US imports Russian uranium, chemicals, fertilizers, while criticizing their energy imports. Your response to that, sir?
I don't know anything about it. I'd have to check, but we'll get back to you on that.
India, now the world's fourth largest economy and third largest oil consumer, has said the tariffs are unjustified and unfair. New Delhi made it clear it will take all necessary steps to protect its economic security. Even within the US, there is discomfort. Republican leader Nikki Haley warned, don't give China a pass and burn a relationship with a strong ally like India. Criticism has also come from across the political aisle, questioning Trump's strategy of alienating a key democratic partner in Asia. India also politely but firmly rejected Trump's repeated claims that he brokered a ceasefire in last year's India-Pakistan standoff. Not last year, but this year's India-Pakistan standoff, reminding Washington of its sovereign foreign policy. Ambrish Baliga is an independent market analyst. Ambrish Baliga has been known for his out-of-the-box contrarian calls, which will form a part of the wealth multiplier opportunities. Ambrish Baliga is an independent market analyst, is now joining us live on this broadcast. Ambrish, thank you very much for making time for us. How do you think India will act now that Donald Trump has doubled the tariffs to 50%?
He had announced 25% tariff some time back, and if that was unviable for exporters, then 50% is just a number. Nothing changes. But at the same time, a lot of things can happen in the next 21 days when it actually becomes applicable. Looking at the way Trump has been going to and forth, it's possible that things can change. Now, from a government's perspective, if you're given a choice between stopping Russian oil or stopping US exports, I think the government will choose the latter. And as things stand, I don't think, like I said, India may not buckle down under this pressure. They'll not stop buying Russian oil. As I think that will create a lot of other issues, especially on inflation. So possibly the government will provide support to those sectors which are dependent on US exports, which will get affected. For example, textiles and gems and jewelry. And possibly we'll have to explore and develop other markets. But yes, it's going to be difficult for the exporters, at least in the near future.
Mr. Ambrish, now that you're a market analyst, how do you predict the market will look like now that this 25% extra tariff has been imposed in India?
We have been expecting these tariffs for a while. And if you see the last 1 month, the markets have been under pressure. But at the same time, the markets are not cracking because there's enough amount of liquidity, especially with the domestic investors. So the market has corrected, but not cracked. And even after this news has come in the last half an hour, 45 minutes, if one goes by the barometer, which is the gift nifty, which is post market, I mean that's the barometer which you look at. I mean that again hasn't corrected in the like in the last half an hour, 45 minutes, which actually shows that there is some amount of resilience. So I really don't see the markets correcting heavily because of this. But yes, I think like I said, over the next couple of quarters, it will have an effect on the economy. But I think that's getting digested, that's getting absorbed.
Mr. Ambrish, finally, as we wind this up, your advice to Indian consumers and to Indians at this moment, because there's a lot of panic with Trump's tariff.
So if you're talking of Indian consumers, I would say it's possibly time to be Indian and buy Indian, and not really look at the imported consumable goods, which especially from US, because that's where our problems are. If I'm talking of the Indian investor, I would still say that Indian economy would be one of the very few ones which will be a bright spot, which will still continue growing. Because of this US tariffs, yes, we will surely grow possibly 0.3, 0.4% less than what was projected earlier. But like I said, it will be one of those bright spots in the global economy, and because of which, finally, the international money will also flow into the Indian markets. So, I mean, be invested and keep investing more at lower levels in case the market falls.
Supporting your local staff, indeed. All right, we'll have to leave it there. I've been talking to Mr. Ambrish. Ambrish, thank you very much for talking to WION World is One today.
Thank you. My pleasure.